Slaves address the White House, the Milky Way's galactic self-reliance, as if Jesus weren't black and endless, in the streets just manifesting. I wanna go to Haiti next year to research my long poem Slave Spear. Please, world, slave spears was a paltry nutrition, just slave food. It's all true, at least the dust, gray hairs and autumnal leaves, slave spirituals, all you can eat. A cartoon of me, Baruch in 3D, Troy story, leaping out the horse at y'all, Troilus story, dreaming of Cressida, ecotextual, enter the horse's bottom. The ecotext was just quarks at bottom, sort of quantum, the form unacknowledged as the coast Salish territories. Ecotextual, our most sacred shared origin, forgettable. I mean, it's not West Side guns, bars, locked inside them without marks. No thought of white thoughts, scars. It's not like Baruch was art. If you're not of the blue porcine disposition, you're gonna wanna listen a few more times, idiots. It's all love though, obviously, giving my utmost in a prosody ungovernable by the body of the ghost inside hip-hop and people. Rob Sonic LP Post Malone, Vanilla Ice, the descending gradations of spitting the white out over the degradation of it, this slave's invention, aping Edison, Ralph Ellison, with the light bulbs amid Harlem's underground, and Baruch, the punk's proud bad brains, what some found random and strange. These lazy, meaningless Canadians, asleep beneath these constellations, mocking their pale faces. I'll call this the slave's address. No capitals, no apostrophe to show the manifold, this polished speech. In the way we conduct ourselves, we have a problem.
Conductor?
Our conduct, it's problematic. That's not Yeah, the meteor hit them in the factory, where speech was kept and packaged neat. The meanings all went badly green. Some people never expect a tragedy. The greener the next hill, the faster we speed. The speed bump had better just flatten, please. For Lacanians, the ego has fascist leanings. That's ecotextuality and acrobatics. These lemurs landing beneath an overstory of horny demons, asking Epstein for his secret passage key to the most secret galaxy farther away than art was from Drake, than Mars was from taking Venus's gravity. Seriously, paying her equally, that'd be sweet. But the nature of ecotextuality enslaves the freest, most masters of freedom. Gun-toting teases these kings and their dancing queens. Deep throats, access to Nixon. That's an ecotextuality different, as Derrida has a speech where he cancels speech, but the animal that listens, tapping a code intimate onto the back of his most intimate Picasso, with the vision and lateral thinking magical woman. Our vast social media, the castle reaches above, attacks on those who reach too much. These black clouds are deeper than mud. You'll pass out believing yourself above the people, awakening deep beneath the castle you keep. I know, it won't be you, it'll be your family, perhaps, please, but that's ecotextuality. The ego smashed into pieces. These goldenly lambent keys to the freedom black poetry seeks. The ecotext is blacker than grief. Dooms was a genius, not a panicked speech. That's ecotextuality. Dooms was a genius, not a panicked speech. That's ecotextuality. Yeah, I'm ecotextual. And you're not Hey, it's all ecotextual. It's all getting lousy for the poetry's sake as the rising ocean overtakes us and time controls the waves. The weather rhyming with O-face. From these end times to the Stone Age, I don't regret the fire we stole from the greats. Let me buy you a Coke milkshake. Let's ride home as the day declines. Rhizomes don't waste like these giant holes in space-time. Bibles and ancient rhymes copied by clerks in my anthology of works by Chaucer and others. From the bottom of where words come from, no condom just spurting his love of what God called the Word of God. Solid nerve and some nerds when Kant comes up, polishing his blurbs and comments so that publishing his purple thoughts as the blood of his self-slaughtering search for the bottom of life would not stop hurting his nostrils. White hard rock the bottom of his verbal ecology, in the margins doodling a pot leaf. In the law book he was not supposed to be reading the politics of speaking English. Taller than the trees reflectively fallen into the green river. Acknowledge then the meaning of Hitler. Colonies beneath the winter frost and dewy leaves of summer. If it's not too ecotextual, I want to do the speech when America thought the moon would mean forever. One small step for me and black letters.
Largely, whether or not the car gonna process it. Objects of the minds that divide up the cogwheels. We all occupy similar constructs. Monkey see just what he do with AK Ultra HD. My tail tucked in a world, the world sucks. Learn a lesson about my lust from the first girl I fucked. Bumbling her backwards and I twirl her burnt up butt. Hydrocarbon seep deeper into the artery. Melanated pixels for the cake with devil's black.com. The real mother artistry, black bar ripped out the rewards like a tack on the wall. While fake MCs profit off degrading black bodies. Nigga this, yo, nigga that. You call yourself a god, or you will always be a turd that demi-urge spawns. The way that bird got flying like a throbbing running in the glass shards. Mechanized swan get atomized like black bodies. Sand get turned to lava. One weapon of mass destruction versus classic nomadic tribes. One man-made sun versus God's son. One God-made man versus a plan from petty Bibles. Trees get crucified, they copy and paste some stupid lies. If I was an ancient scribe of God, it hit the last of time. But in a stand for letter words like lube, it's just a cycle. Fire and aqua, wind hit the dirt. Red flag dragging the bull to bear the worst.
Yo, ecotextual, the familiar rabble. You know the castle where they keep the books for anyone, perhaps a fine here and there for them. Let's go in there and kidnap the library. I mean, they're disseminating the ecology, plus Marxian philosophy, such as Charles Dickens' Balzac's Human Comedy. Would it be wrong to steal it all back as the thought police? Who's afraid of 1984, the moon dragging the violent waves ashore? The United States of Horror, this wildly raging chorus, archangelic and baroque channeling Aeschylus. Ecotextual, the greed so general, the media lens so needing a cleanse with soapy water. Postmodern family, these fallen unhappy trees, not uncanny, though the fog that we can see. Not the Nazis, not uncanny. It's not uncanny. Wherever people collect, there goes the Ecotext, American as the cheese baguette. Frencher than freedom yet, emptier than Zizek's soul. The most eco-textual poet was Hegel. No one could get him totally. You'd stand at the lectern and preach whatever lesson you'd chosen to see. Leonard Cohen and Creeley were eco-textual before it was the thing to be. Before the Tree Museum. Speaking to the media, was that David Suzuki? He's no threat though. To the eco-text we uphold, talking that Hitler youth, but with a living roof. And Elon and Bannon holding their hands up like Romans or Nazis, but with solar panels. And were we so special now, serving eco-textual rap? It's not uncanny, this hot damnation. The walls of glass we shot with an AK-47. The waterbeds we thought had no legs to stand on. The thought of death, our comrades beneath us gasping. The falling embers of holocaustic speech and fragments. The monologues on bottled waters from the stand-ups. It's not the thought, but the walking of the land above it. The nodding off whenever anyone got mad about it. The jobs they thought more central than the crack houses. It's death they shot into the welkin ever grand above us. Their fingers crossed across their bellies as they laugh at us. A pleasure craft on the waters. It's never those stats they want to discover. The weather black with a lot of thunder. Refugees at the modern borders. The splash of thought against the warrior. Perhaps we ought to protect foreigners from our shit. Importanter than being John Malkovich, forming the speech of the powerful and rich, the porn industry and how we raise our kids. What am I? There's a riddle for the eggheads. The death drive, or a system that hates existence. System that hates existence. This eco-textual Negro, his reinvention of the wheel, his money making the world go round, undertaking to work like pound, to serve new sounds, his money multicolorfully monopoly-like, someone you could not flow like, fuck like, dance like, so unlike the magpie rapping nice. You suck, like some sad guy asking for dimes outside of economics, spinelessly thoughtless, no style to keep the cops guessing, just lies we cannot explain, like, why were you wearing lip gloss if you're penniless? That's not eco-textual if we're talking about black excellence. We want Shaft, the detective, the cop's black sexy lip, the way he talks as Obama, giving the system props as he props up the system talk back to the Indians. Sans black diction, lead in the water. Barack's in Michigan, all the way back in 2016, I think. Comrade, listen, it's not that he's innocent, but these smoggy gas emissions were the fault of black children. We need to stop cats and frisk them. Where's the CO2? Let me go. Half a trill for bail, cause I'm eco-textual. Ecotextual. 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 Birds on the wings of a prayer outsurface the synagogue's inside. It's not right to piss on your neighbor. The perverts of literature were right. The words were hipper than our minds. To the search within us for why the surface was criticaler than the sky. I'm worth it, brillianter than science. Give me all your time, read as dogs might these peed-on signs, asleep not at night with the neon lights. The glow of the words up there, breaking up the powder with his social insurance number. Kosher mutton, the whole pure structure. I intended to piss on the white world with an elegant hip-hop kinda nerdy. Bend and twist the plot light and twirly. The 12th night slave Spirian hanging from the green poplars. Christ, small and verdant. There's nothing wrong with rope if it's round, milady. She's a proud Satanist, but bind my spoken words, and I'll knife you open, sir. Ecotextual. 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 To be his tribe's bard, freestyles embark on the gleam diamond sharp, dancing beneath the night's pardon. These crimes were harmless, febriler than marks. In the streets with my accomplices, we fired the most popular bullets. No thought of where from or with whom the bullet got stuck. The cop car dents a dozen. Nardwar gifts were mindful of where the cops come from. That lifestyle. This questioning assault via rhymes vital. His blood type Afro-pessimistic like thine own uptight black self-glittery velvety black beneath Hitler's sneeze. The bottle brush mustache we still don't see. Give it another year, G, don't get relaxed. They'll be rocking the slick, sleek jet black and locking all of jewelry in new death camps, no epitaphs. The world became a metal band's album cover, circles of pain concentric as Dante would discover. The cold vein form of Satan, ecotextual as old age before the states, freezing healthcare, a frosty snowman shivering. Cold as Jack Nicholson, closing The Shining, posing in 1921, smiling, I'm totally drunk.
1984 freaking dorks for lords. I'd rather be in the forest with the eyes that don't record us. I don't mind being watched, as long as it's a hawk, a heron, or fox, snakes and frogs in the moss. I choose a bear too, yeah, nothing compares to being in the woods with no one to scare you, except maybe wolves, badgers, and caribou. But if I'm alone, well then I don't give a ferret poop. Natural disasters move sand, mosquitoes, the lesser of evils removes all people. Could it be true? We need to kill the eco. Know me, you know we made it up phony. So why can't we make it better? Destroy all the trophies. Damn, my little homies just wanna ride ponies, but left fight for scraps and petting the coyotes. Some factions say fractions, I say one world only cause its words are plants and their flowers have hands, holding up some concepts for insects to land. A peregrine falcon quick to descend, hoping we don't all just shit the bed in the end.
Ecotextual. I'm just peacefully getting stoned. The weed I selectively potent. What's the band you hate the most? Channel that anger toward Vancouver's mayors. Can you make sense of the poems I wrote? Massive, greater than a Rolling Stones chatter. Maybe even Bowie's words, even if it's trash de-strained from their local home. Ecotextual random. Maybe they're not. Homeless as the thought of some poets. Launched as they argue, mental, following a bardic ecotextual meeting as Ken sits on the electric six. These eclectic musicians, ecotextual rhythms, so eviler than the Pope. He'd never throw a people under the metro system's speech. Forgettable, we remember now. These elephants screaming at the television, emboldening the voiceless. Welcome, our home is your moister ecotextuals, an ode to joyful proto-noise rock. Over the sober, soberless thought of Schopenhauer and Kant, regrettable. The whole voice clock. The goal was to destroy that. Homelessly wandering outside the cities, dancing, titties all bouncing, giving it all you have. That's ecotextual activism. Deep underground with us, breathing laced canvas beneath great clouds of the past, ancient or renowned. Nero, the power of black, drowning in the black. Another ecotext down the hatch. How it sounds like rap, but it's in fact form of powerful tractates. Ecotextual, logical, philosophical, magical. The thoughts so comical. Also conical. As the tinfoil hat or dunce cap. Life, it's just very underrated, especially among the solidly woeful folks. I know it's unfashionable to say, black is the theme. It's just how I feel. No. Distracted from distraction in distraction. This flashy big lantern of mine, I'm gonna just let it slide in a pattern as the pump constant, standing as another long limb. Savagery was their problem. He's just trying to give him his pipeline, hitting it sideways on the bed in nightlight. Lunar, his gravity opiums, the way his passions were programmed, trying for the castle if the poet can, and feeling like a wholer man, with the fossil fuels flowing free, his poetry scurrying faster than ghosts beneath the holy deity. It's just something he fell into, as Daniel Day-Lewis in The Hole. Opening, there will be blood. The poet going where his milkshake sweet love fits as these gloves into the slit as letters and pamphlets, interrupting a beggar's banquet, pennilessly hanging out like a long hobo's tale, some old fable. The cigarette tree strolling through the rain, so internet free. Internet free. Internet free. Internet free. Internet free.
Oh, I'm all stoned, but I'm internet free. I'm far from home, but I'm internet free. I've got a bone to pick with internet memes. I'm all alone on the internet screen. Yo, dancing on the internet screen. The internet screen shining. A simple man freestyle.
These autumnal empty trees, long-suffering as the SDP. Yo, no style is free. Watch as I freestyle on the beat, though. Totally crazy as most people. Yeah. Yo, check this out. Check this out. As the streets of Toronto to drink, wet with sleet, man, watch it rain. Between Twin Peaks and a hard place, my feet are at Margate. Cards on the table and Baruch dangles his art before the raging bull, unstable. It's hard to work for Satan, though. The moon alive amid the constellations, a wound in the sky, wanly pale, godly sacred. As the truth of time hotly debated, these paw prints in the craters. No one talks about the cat in the moon. No one at all except Andrew as a boy is valid food hopeless as lampooning Joyce and Wolf. Valued as the coins you spit or shash into the toilet. Man, you should join the clique. In Baruch and the woman he loves versus the part of you that looks for worth in this. Yo, appraising as Antiques Roadshow, the laughter of the hobo, vocal gold. These raps were supposed to show their guts as the transparent timepiece, wrapped in velvet irony blue. Oh, David Lynch, obeying your pimps, throwing slaves and Indians, proto-Canadian. In the hole away from the prisoners, cocaine drunk the whispers, ungloved as winter just punching and punching the shivers. Yeah. Andrew and Baruch on the beat. What you hear is not a test. I'm rapping on my fucking beat. Yeah. Okay. God in heaven and partaking of crystal meth pot and ecstasy Martian ale and simple bread, omnipresently the arcade where kids collect. And next to the starlit lake giggling, the dark waves illiterate. His resume long may be infinite. 2 by 2 the Baruch sang together this. On an ark made of gibberish, if you build it, they will come. To the flickering flame, his tongue, too skilled to wallow drunk amid the river, watching it run. A Houdini chugging whiskey lemonade, his huge penis fucking history retrograde, through the field of dreams. unconditionally bereft of hate, with all the secrecy of a spinning weather vane, to kneeling lean, deliver cunnilingus against the gate. With a little trepidation, the figure infinity I meant and ate, as the willow trees wept by the lake. Wept by the lake. His people sundry shades of pimp black, the meaning muddier than quicksand, sinking under an invisible man.
This girl sleeps silently till she wakes and sips a drink or something with a cigarette to her lips as she mumbles, "I'm not sleeping. I'm awake. I'm awake." Good. Well, sit there and watch me perform this freestyle as I stand like an idiot, rapping like an idiot. But perhaps I'm not an idiot. No, I'm definitely an idiot. Spitting his endlessness into infinitesimal, sticking his head in and twitching in pleasure. It's everyone's prince of everything, inflicting my aesthetics on innocence, a veritable whirlwind of artifice, here in my girlfriend's apartment, dipping the world in its darkness like a tea bag amid swirls of dark licorice. Vampiric, don't serve the poet garlic. Teabag the world with embarked scrotum. Welcome to the royal-most palace, sir, built out of Joycean magic words, such as river run, please, and thank you, as she spits his cum into the lake so blue, kissing with the tongue and maybe music. The stereo system was made for two speakers. One's me, the awkward nerd, the other must be seen and not heard. Milady true to the spacious room tone, the rageful musings of a hobo in the distance. So innocent, my black truths outpouring uncontrolled, as your morning cup of joe, all my forms flowing down your throat. It's a forum for animals, this track liberating apes and elephants. From the pages of Tennyson and such, extricating Beyonce from the pain in her neck, it was all Jay-Z's chain. You know how, Jay-Z has the hottest chick in the game, wearing his chain. Well, so too Andrew and Baruch, in a way. The game, different game though, the game of excellence generally. Not the game of excellence in recording arts, what's the song by Jay-Z? I mean Beyonce, what's the song by Beyonce? All the single ladies walking in unison. Let's get information, right? Yo, okay ladies, let's get information. Let's go to the library and search the internet for information about, escaping death. Alright, how many more minutes in the song? I mean, I can just cut it short there and the beat's pretty
Such daring pawns and bishops fucking squares. It's a don't care what the ghosts of yesteryear believe about Baudelaire and his hose wet and eager mouth, though it's scary to know that he was nearly devout, so contrary to totally letting his semen out without the least compunction, the cum suction, strung out as Elliot Smith, his black hoe wet for his complete collected jisms, the mad poet, drinking a glass of Moet in anguish, Venezuela, the pet nation kept as a second language, as excommunication by text, so presidential he sprays out death from his nails as electricity like Emperor Palpatine, a metaphor for how we mean, a metaphor. How about when I'm 74? Will you still need me then? The knee needs to bend. We need more respect. It's a dangerous field. Words to Rodney, king of being black fae. More peaceful than Drake in his silence, freeing the slaves in these rhymes from deep inside me. I'm made of both science and piety. My method reveres reason. That's why I'm always texting people my penis. These are black times. That's why I'm always texting people my penis. Yo. And it's so crucial that you understand that I'm too broke to fuck with crack. Yo. That's why I'm always freestyling instead of in the streets rhyming. I stay inside and I keep to myself. I stay away from that fucking crack cocaine, you know, for my health. Although I do sniff some cocaine. I mean, that's true, but I stay away from crack because I know what's right and what's wrong. Bringing my lighter to the bowl of my bong. Yo. Amid shrapnel, creating crossbow, Juno fought for a Libyan capital, yea, not Rome. As your brutal father Jove commands, who throws a lack lightning back in a white language and a poet blank. Stay secret behind a shamed street side, limply fallen hidden from the fate's machine gun fire. The streets of Troy tag me beneath the noise of our violence, inspiring and expiring beneath the nose of a dusk word, nay nocturnal sky, a mustache falling and rising. Incompletely black, the verbal frizz of his beneath the hat personal business, the white bunny nape he'd grasped, a grayer hair amongst the blackness, like running away from a bright past, moving over the pip right back to your future below in the hands of a true poet. Or perhaps you'll go back into his folded hat as snow evaporates, slow magic, saying his "Oh Canadas" and abracadabras, gasping, cackling at the bar, animatedly snarky, Andre Baruch, he of the rap tapes and artsy pamphlets, darkly handsome he and his dear a gleam in the mirror of America. The sun fallen embers now upon the slumbering leathern couch of dusk. Beyond he enters, swallower of his fetish for metonymy neath starlight, a sex on the beach from barflies. Wasn't Baruch not Christ? I mean, he certainly was positioned by God somewhat like Christ. Stretch a little, take a little more. That's what snowbody training is for. Stretch a little, take a little more. Such a good little whore. A song just for the cock wet in. A veritable gobbler of mind meaning, if you know what I mean. My semen Bark all evening long, sheathing his cock in her hall of mirrors. Her soft, wet theater, kaleidoscopic to my penis, like tropical trees in the rainforest. Her brain bottomless. Taking my cock, the poet's cum leaking all over his snow bunny. So fucking eager, going down, open mouth, bending over, entering my snow bunny and fucking her deep in her cunt with my meaning. She'll take a little more. That's what snow bunny training is for. Stretch a little, take a little more. You're such a good little whore. Controlling her fuzzy thoughts, my snow bunny hot. Controlled substances, not coke but cock. Her foremost god. It's raining sperms on her face beneath me. Training her to walk naked and leashed. Replay like birds of prey or pre-chain spraying words on her face. The semen from this big black cock for her brain, thinking black thoughts now. My cum in every crevice of her gray matter. You're my favorite rabbit as the blizzards of Saskatchewan, where through you, my dear rabbit, run, catching my cum. Get on your knees, whore, and pray for more semen from Yahweh. That's me, your Lord and Savior, deep in your manger, giving you a black baby. Pray to me, my snow bunny whore, amen. When I hold your fucking warm softness, pray to me, my snow bunny whore, amen. When I hold your fucking warm softness again. That's what snow bunny training is for. Stretch a little, take a little more. Such a good little whore. That's snow bunny training. That's snow bunny training. You never see a better snow bunny than she's so sexy. As far as I'm concerned, so sexy, I need her. I yearn for a little, take a little more. That's what snow bunny training is for.
What I expected him to be actually was to be a militant in the line of Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or that guy Garvey, and he was none of these things. He was simply a quiet, very conservative intellectual, and he fit in very well. He got along very well with everybody there. They never quite understood why I was having problems, why I was smoking dope, why I was
I fucking love you. I need you like I need another hole in my dick to provide for you. A double flow of jizz. Yeah, one must have a mind of winter under the black sky, niggerish, analyzing the blizzard. Such a random style, isn't it? The snow adrift within his mind, holding it in until it's time. Pervertedly perfect, baby. Slurring his words on purpose, maybe. The poetry undone, his cocaine number tongue, lapping up the coke remaining on the surface of the Maximus poems. Tasty Picasso with the fragments. Believe me, it's still a complete picture, even if it seems as if I didn't speak English. A snowman among penguins, slowly lapping twixt her pink lips, lavishly the clitoris, snorting magic off her jiggly tit and laughing like an idiot, giving her the dick and taking it away. The tease is hard punishment, muffle the gain. Baruch under the lover sits upon his cunning lip, softly tonguing, cheekily naughty. I used to bumble through philosophy, now I rub it in. I rub it on a soft cheek, structureless, not Kant but Nietzsche, but I kid, it's all evil. He's done with Tinder and all about Eve. His bucket list, her body, nothing else really calls to me. Fucking her obviously not in public where they're watching surely, Andrew, not beneath the hospital's TV cameras, rude, nor where God can see his phallus, not on the street nor in the freedom of our imaginations. The perverts looking all guilty emerge from the bushes all drippy, kiss me, serviced all over the city, it's ergodic literature, his multimedia corpus sitting drunk beneath the forest, lovely green overstory, this North Vancouver image a picnic, in the porno too sticky delicious. Yo. It's 2026. We're 7.5 hours into the year, and I have to say, it's turning out to be just a very joyous, jubilant time when you ignore the cruelty of our times, fucking everything that's happening literally everywhere in the world right now. Check this out. If you saw an O for this dude called Andrew Baruch, sorry, you saw the man in his youth, the artist whose portrait's moving on the canvas, haunting his orange school halls backwards, walking whorishly loose through somber Van Tech, plotting forms of music not fact yet, his doctoral thesis on randomness, and not one soul knew this was Andrew. The embark before you's a different animal. Now the chorus gives you back your nose, senilely following a green line through the hospital, so many genii in one Picasso. He needed time to evolve, though, time to evolve. Yo, time to evolve, time to senilely following a green line through the hospital, so many genii in one Picasso. He needed time to evolve, though, time to evolve, time to evolve, time to evolve, yo. Time to evolve defined in the encyclopedia as theology rhyming with newer ideas like flying machines, and hiding from Jesus these lines unserious of white material like Spicer and E-Dorn. These weird forms, time to evolve writing like Eazy-E the diss track, fighting to be the illest rapper in the middle of Vancouver with a black boner, his phallic folio, slave Spirian, like waving a tall beer can. She's my Frida Kahlo, freestyling a long poem, so many genii in one small host. She needed time to evolve, though, time to evolve, time to evolve, time to evolve. Senilely following a green line through the hospital, so many genii in one Picasso. He needed time to evolve, though, time to evolve, time to evolve. Yo. Textual, porno textual. His horse holes empty till his form all erect and full. The sword so heavy, Excalibur shooting porno textual afterward. The song is semen shot out by penis, hot semen is thought. All her meanings filled. It's not secret, the sauce was semen, not for thought leaders. Hot posterior posterity peeking through the cracks and watching the beast with two backs. These fat ass cheeks. She's actually really sweet in reality vis-a-vis our fantasy. The splash of cream. The creams of love, screams of fuck, Jesus, I'm gonna come. The phallus between her titties, I fuck. That's a move for intellectuals. The truth is porno textual. Words are formed with the sex organs before the ghost exit her mouth. Lord, I'm getting it good. His porno textual wood, harder than I thought an erection could be, and Baruch's thought an ecstasy, part God, part devilry. These stars caught sexually in between where Baruch ends and she begins, between the difference where meaning slips as our bodies between the titties, while sitting on his face, with the cigarette falling from her lips as she bounces, put it back in gain, his cigar tip touching her lips in thanks, and Baruch pumping her full of baby seed, plus the Canadian weed I blow into your mouth, groovier than bubbles in a beer. Who could doubt we were using each other to keep warm? We were never cold, 'cause we were porno textual.
You know the job is crooked.
A literary sex tape.